Alright, we're back inside of my Notion workspace, and this time around I'll show you the databases that I use for work-related stuff inside of my Notion workspace. The first one we're going to check out is my content plan. Now this is where I plan my content for YouTube, for my blog, and so on. And this is a pretty big database with lots of different ideas in it. I have this database organized into these different categories basically, so basically different stages of planning. And I also use a lot of templates in here to help me get things done quicker. So if you want to take a look at that, I basically have like this video template that has the set structure for everything that I need to do in order to start planning my YouTube video in there. Now I have a dedicated database for my online courses because the online courses are pretty different than the videos themselves. And so I have this extra database for that. And usually I have this board over here with all the courses that I'm planning and at what stage they're in. Again, you can see yourself right here. That's where we're currently at. And yeah, in this case, I also have a really complicated course template in order to help me make courses and plan courses quicker. Next, we have my notes database, and this is my go-to when taking any type of notes, be it in a client meeting or when, just having to do some things around our apartment here, or when I'm in university and I have to take notes there. Basically, I do all of that right inside of my notes database. And I have it kind of structured into different categories. I have this quick notes section. So this is for, I just have a meeting and I just want to quickly write something down. That's what I use there. Then I have this big notes section basically. So this is where I keep general improvements that I want to realize in the future. I have some business ideas in there that I want to just keep in the back of my mind, and other things that are just interesting to me and that that don't really change that often, because the notes in here, I typically create them, and usually after a couple of weeks I delete them again because I just don't need them anymore. And these are the ones that I actually keep for the longer time. So that's that. And I also have this books category. I don't use that too often, to be honest, but the idea was to have basically to take notes on books that I read and to put the information in here. But again, I currently don't really use that too much. So yeah. Next, we have my revenue tracker, and this is a pretty big Notion database in the sense that it has lots and lots of data in it. And so basically I go in there every month and I collect like the numbers from different platforms where I sell my courses, or I have, like a side business and like affiliate revenue and stuff like that. And I put everything in here to basically collect it in one place. And so, I have numbers on Udemy, on other platforms, and basically all these types of data in here to basically calculate how much money I made, how many costs I had, and to see basically how my business is doing at any given point in time. Now for a more general use case, I have this kind of area set up in my Notion workspace for my Janosch workspace business, basically. So this is where I have all the information about that. I have like some documents for promotion guidelines, templates, ideas, branding. So also individual documents, not just databases, but all of this basically is in this one central place in order for me to be able to access things quickly and to move stuff around if I ever have to. I also recently started collecting feedback from clients in this database, and this is done automatically using automation tools, which we'll actually cover in the next section of this course. So if you're interested, check that out as well. But basically it allows me to collect the feedback from my clients in one database. I can actually show you. So it's not, there's only one entry currently because I've not been using it for too long. But yeah, we'll set something up like this in the next section of the course. So again, you can check that out if you want to learn more about how this works. Something I set up when I first got started creating online courses was this hosted on Notion section basically. And this is my part of the workspace that's basically public to other people. So that's where I host templates or the resources for Discourse, for example. All of this will be in this kind of folder. And this allows me to always know, which pages in my workspace are actually public and which pages aren't. And therefore I can, handle them differently, and I don't keep any sensitive information in my public Notion pages. As I used to do a lot of web design, I also have a web design inspiration database, which is just a database of websites that I really like, and it's a great place to get started when creating a new website, or just to get inspired when doing some changes on your website. So basically, I chose this gallery view here because I wanted a really like a visual look, because obviously it makes sense for web design inspiration. And I use this actually pretty often just to get some inspiration and to take a look at how other people are building their websites. And lastly, since I still go to university, I also have this college setup here basically. So this is where I manage my classes and take notes for these classes. Since I do that as well, I consider that part of my work life. And so that is hosted in Notion and done in Notion as well, because basically everything I do is managed and done in Notion. I hope this video gives you some inspiration for the things you might be able to build inside of Notion. And so if it did, I'd really appreciate if you send me some of the things that you build, because that would be really interesting to me to see how you actually end up using Notion, which of the databases and things that we build together you'll be implementing yourself as well, and what else you might be able to think of. So if you have any of those, please feel free to send them to my email address. I'll put the link in the description again. And with that, we're finished with this video, and I'll see you in the next one.